I'm tryna dodge a sentence. Just walked out the lavish store, pay a shoe, $12.50. You wanna boss up your life? All you gotta do is get in with me. I don't even pay to get in the club. They know I'm a walking tick. I'm presidential leaving the club. We ain't stopping at no lights. You wanna be a boss? You gotta pay the price. Left wrist on frost, look like a bag of ice. I'm driving a Bentley Bentayga like I don't love my life. I'm in that thing shifting and I'm lane switching. Bitches big Zama, stand on straight business. Ducking on niggas' ass like Blake Griffin. He keep talking, bro, gon' leave his face missing. Baby, these all white, these ain't no Hirachi. Bad bitch, 50 flow, eating hibachi. I got 10 missed calls, all my bitches mad at me. Valet Park Designer District, I'm going straight to gallery. Jugs fiending, yup. Phone ringing, yup. Niggas hating, yup. Jury blinging, yup. Jugs fiending, yup. Phone ringing, yup. Niggas hating, yup. Jury blinging, yup. I was bad in fucking school, now I'm trying to dodge a sentence. Just walked out.
Yo, what's good, everybody? Let's get it. How's everybody doing on this fine Sunday? Going straight to gallery. What's up, y'all? Sunday fun day, man. I'm sorry about last week. That was the first one I've missed in I think like a year and a half. Last week was the first Sunday, the YouTube live I've missed since like, I want to say probably end of 2022. Like honestly, like the end of 2022. Probably like a year and a half. I didn't miss a single live. I think so, something like that. Anyway, what's up, y'all? How y'all doing? Hope you guys had a great weekend. We got a big week ahead. Super excited for it. Where we at? Bada bing, bada boom. Alrighty. Can everybody hear clear? Everybody can see clear? If so, we'll go ahead and get started tonight. What's up, Rob? Steadfast, Jaden, Pascal, Albert, Paris, Telwells, Freya. What's up? Of course, man. You know, I got you guys, man. I've been doing these lives, I think, this is like the fourth year. Consistently. I think I've missed a handful altogether. I think like 4 or 5 altogether in the past 4 years. Slightly low, but clear. Hear and see great? Okay, maybe just try to turn up your volume. And if you guys didn't know, you can watch it in 1440. So if you go to like the little cog icon on YouTube, it should say HD, and you can turn the quality all the way up. But let's not waste any more time. Let's get straight into it, you guys. As always, we're gonna get into the economic data first, and then we'll get into the watch list. For anybody that's new here, welcome. That's the way we structure it. We start off with the economic data, then we move into the watch list. As always, if anybody has any questions, whether it's trading, you know, anything about me, whatever the case may be, feel free to ask it. I'm always happy to answer. And yeah, man, let's get it. I'm gonna go ahead and make this full screen for you guys so you guys can see nice and clear, and we'll get started. All right, let's get it. Yeah, man, I've been doing these lives for a long time. Long time. To be honest, I know 4 or 5 people that have became profitable strictly from these lives. I'm talking about didn't take a course, nothing, just have showed up for the past few years, and they are now consistently profitable traders. That is 100% a fact. Bob, what's his name? Oh God, someone help me out. Bob Danks, something like that. He's one. You guys know who they are. I can't remember all of their names. Once they type, I'll realize it. But literally, just showing up to the lives. That's it. And now they're consistently profitable. But alright, you guys, let's go ahead and get into it. You guys know the vibes, man. Let's start off with this economic calendar. I messed with the settings a little bit. Can you guys see? I might have to zoom in a little bit more. Is that better? Is the 150 good? Can you guys see, or do I need to zoom in more? Can you guys see this? I know sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. Last week was great. Last week was absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. We nailed the top on that SPY swing. Absolutely beautiful. Last week, I think I cleared like 17K maybe a little bit more than that, like all together, probably like 20, 22K, something like that. It was like a great week last week, great week. Zoom in a little bit. Okay, no problem. Should be good now. No. Anybody catch that SPY swing with me last week? That was literally free money. Free money. I think we caught like 200% on that. You guys can see, right? Is this better? Or you let me go a little bit further? It's good. For anybody that's new as well, I feel like I gotta tell you. As you guys can see, we have a beautiful light counter down here, right? Give me 1 second, I'll show you. There's a beautiful light counter down here. And once we pretty much fill this up, right, get 150 likes, that's a giveaway for you guys, right? So every time we hit this light goal, in this case it's 150, that'd be a giveaway for you guys. And yeah, man, let's get it. All right, all good? Awesome, cool. So nothing here on Monday. Monday we're good to go. Tomorrow, March 18th, there's no real important economic data. Tuesday, nothing really crazy either, to be honest. Just housing permits, which at 8:30. Nothing really huge there. And yeah, Monday, Tuesday, we're pretty much good to go. So I would be comfortable swinging from Monday to Tuesday. But the big day I want to talk about here is going to be March 20th. That's going to be Wednesday. We have FOMC. All right. So for those that don't understand how this works, we have a statement, which is at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then we have J-Powell talking at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So what usually happens is we'll see a reaction at 2 p.m. Historically, we usually fade the move at 2:30. It's extremely volatile. Like from my experience, I would recommend you guys just staying completely patient, you know, between like 2 and 3 p.m. But this is like as big as it gets in terms of economic data. Major market mover in terms of a scale of 1 to 10. I would give it a 10 out of 10. Lately, it's been very underwhelming, but it does have the potential to move the market substantially. I've seen $15 moves on SPY in both directions in the same day, let alone the same hour. So it's huge, right? I would label this an A+ in terms of economic data. Big important piece here, and that's going to be Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's going to come out with a statement, and then 2:30 is when he's going to come on and talk for probably 30-45 minutes as well. Thursday, we have the usual. As you guys know, we always have jobless claims. That's going to be at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then we have PMI. That's going to be at 9:45 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then we also have existing home sales. That's going to be at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time as well. So Wednesday and Thursday are pretty much the biggest days here. We have FOMC on Wednesday. Then we have these three reporting that morning at 8:30, 9:45, and 10 a.m. on Thursday. So big days here are going to be Wednesday and Thursday. And then Friday, for some reason, this just popped up a little while ago. We have J-Powell talking again on Friday. I got to look into this a little bit more. I don't know why he's talking on Friday, but I'm sure obviously there's a great reason behind it. So I'll look into this once we hop off the live, and I'll give you guys an update on why he's talking. But yeah, he's apparently talking on Friday as well. So like I said, I'll look into that and I'll get back to you guys. But the biggest days this week are going to be Wednesday and Thursday. So, you know, try to just focus on those cash flow trades between Wednesday and Thursday, not swing, you know, Tuesday into Wednesday or Wednesday into Thursday. Just stay patient there. Monday into Tuesday, you're good. And yeah, man, these are great data points to provide value in the market in terms of volatility. So I'm very excited for it. Very excited. Volatility for us as day traders is absolutely amazing. So I'm super excited about this list here. And yeah, man, let's get into the charts. First things first, as always, let's go ahead and pull up the futures here. Pretty interesting week last week. Very interesting week for that matter. Higher time frames. We've been looking at these for, you know, pretty much all year, but we're finally starting to see a little bit of a shift, right? We're starting to finally see a little bit of a shift. I know it doesn't look like it on this monthly time frame, but we are, right? Like, you guys got to remember, this is a monthly bar, right? This is 1 month's worth of price action. So essentially what we're seeing here is at one point in time, this was a full green candle, and now we're starting to pull back a little bit. We're forming this, you know, nice little top wick here. So we are seeing a little bit of weakness here on the monthly. As you can see, we have low volume for the past 3 months as well. So that's our real first sign of weakness here on the monthly with that low volume. And then on the monthly here, or excuse me, weekly, we have a very nice chart. I know it might not look like it because they're so condensed being on the weekly, but we have very nice volume last week off that downside move. Nice little inside bar here. For those who don't know what that is, it's pretty much just when the current candlestick is trading inside of the previous candlestick. In this case, it's a double inside bar. And I'm going to show you guys how to trade that in a moment. But starting to see a little bit of weakness here on the weekly time frame as well. A lot of weakness here on the daily, and this is what I really want to talk about. We finally broke this major uptrend. As you guys can see, pretty much since that big bounce in November sent us all the way to new all-time highs. Every time we touched this trend line, we pretty much printed new all-time highs. And Friday, we technically closed below it, right? Like if you want to zoom in real quick, we technically closed below this trend line. Like even all the past, month, 2 months, every time we've tested this, it's just been an absolute rip. And we finally broke it, held below it on Friday, as you guys can see here. So in terms of the trend, it's not completely flipped yet, but we are seeing we're seeing indicative price action of a potential reversal. One, we have this beautiful double top here. You can see this nice little failure to go higher off of 5250. That's the first insight at a potential reversal. And then obviously we broke this big uptrend here. So now we have a low to work from. So it's looking good. It's looking good. We're actually getting somewhere here in terms of a pullback, because pretty much the past, however long this was, the past 6 months, every time we've seen a weekly red candle or daily red candle, we've been absolutely bought back up, right? And if you guys look at just the pattern here of this chart, right, what has happened? We see a nice push, 2 or 3 red candles, all-time highs. 2 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 red candles, all-time highs. And it's literally just been that pattern, right? Like you can see here, 2 red candles, all-time highs. 2 red candles, all-time highs. 2 red candles, all-time highs. Literally, just every time we've seen 2 red candles on the daily, it's been all-time highs shortly after. And then here we are again with these 2 red candles. So I'm very curious. This might be superstitious or whatever, right? But I'm a big history person, you know what I mean? Like it's happened once, twice, 3, 4, 5, 6. If it's happened 6 times in a row, there's a great possibility it might happen, for a 7th. So it's just something I'm looking at here. I mean, this is our second technically daily candle. We did break that uptrend, but ultimately we'll see. What I really love here is this lower time frame being the hourly. Very tricky chart here on ES. I personally think it's much cleaner on SPY, but this is what I'm pretty much watching. There's 2 big levels going into this week. I'm gonna post an update, right? You guys know from obviously previously during FOMC, I try not to give out too many levels because a lot of times we're trading the ATRs much lower on a normal week versus an FOMC week. So what I'm likely going to do is I will update the levels going into FOMC, which I normally do, so that way you got some fresh levels to trade from. But going into essentially tomorrow, right, I love this 5200 level, right? So if we push back into 5200, which would also be this uptrend trendline support, turn resistance, that would be that test there. I would be interested in a potential short there, right? But that is a bit high risk because we're trading so close to it. And downside, it's very simple. If we get below, Friday's lows, then that would be a good short opportunity as well, down into 51.50 and then 51.25. But I want to go over this on SPY. It's a little bit cleaner. Upside, like I said, if we reclaim this 5200 and we hold above it, that's pretty much our cue to sit patient. But the biggest level here I really want to talk about is this 51.25, 51.30. As you guys can see here, I will correlate this to SPY on you to SPY for you guys in a second, but as you guys can see here, this is a major demand. So this is kind of my main watch moving forward. Rasheen, appreciate you for subscribing. But this is like my main watch moving forward. If we get weak enough and we can get down here to this 51.30, 51.25, I definitely want to look for a long position down here. And if we hold it into close, I don't think that's a bad swing. As you guys can see here, it's just a classic break and retest of this major demand, right? We've tested it once, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times. So this is a very strong demand. This is essentially my main watch this week, and I'll correlate that to SPY in a second. But yeah, that's what I'm watching on ES. NQ is a little bit different here, in my opinion, a lot weaker, and you guys will see why I say that. Look at this this monthly chart, right? We actually flipped it. So if you guys look at this here, at one point in time, this candle was fully green, right? We were pushing highs, new all-time highs, and now we flipped it essentially red, kind of forming a little inverted hammer here at the top of a trend. So that's our first real insight at weakness, specifically here on MQ and QQQ. And a weekly time frame, same concept essentially. I mean, it's hard to really go off much here. I do like the rising volume that we've seen with the downside last week, but it's still, a little early there on that weekly and monthly. Now, the daily is a different story, as you guys can see here. essentially the same trend line as SPY. As you guys can see, we've held since November. Every time we've tested it, just all-time highs right after. And Friday, we broke it and held below. So that's very nice for the downside. We actually put in a lower low as well to pair with a lower high. So as you guys can see here, we obviously have our high on this chart. We put in a lower high, and then we swept these previous lows, putting in a lower low. So this week, likely what I'm going to look for here is a push back to like 18,400 for another lower high. If we can confirm here with the lower high, that would permit a swing entry, and then we could look for that push down into these new lows, maybe test this lower low, and then push lower to get another lower low, and then confirm that downtrend flip, and that'll give us room down to like 17,400, 17,700. So this chart has a lot of potential. I'll go over the levels in 1 second here on the 4 hour for you guys. I don't know why my computer is lagging, but NQ, main level I want to watch here is just 18,000, right? As you guys can see here, that's Friday's low. Massive psychological level here. If we can get a nice break and hold below 18,000, you guys can see just as well as I can, there's nothing but room down into this 17,620 area. So that's a very nice move. Like as you guys can see here, this is just last time we tested this area, it just was a smooth butter move, level to level. So if we can get below 18,000, that'll definitely be a high probability short for me personally. I like that a lot. The upside, like I said, I'm 18,400, like 18,300. I would be interested to test for puts if we tested this area for that trend line retest. But outside of that, I just love that 18,000 level for a downside move. Since we're talking about NQ though, let's go over to QQQ. We pretty much just looked at a higher time frame, so you guys already know what it looks like. Everything's the same here, weekly chart. Essentially the same thing. Everything's the same. I do like this QQQ weekly a bit more because, as you guys know, these candlesticks on these chart, every single one of them, they're like a book, right? They tell a story. You just got to know how to read them. And if you look at this last week's price action, first thing to note is we do have nice rising volume from the previous week. But at one point in time, this candlestick was fully green, and then the seller stepped in and took it all the way into new lows. So that in itself showed that, hey, sellers were definitely present through last week. But really what I want to talk about here is this 432.75 level, right? That's going to trigger that gap fill on the daily. So if you look here, we finally did break that big uptrend trend line support that I kept mentioning a few minutes ago, right? So you guys can see we finally broke and held below that. We even kind of got a little retest on Friday. But the main thing I want to talk about here is this gap fill, right? You guys can see we have a beautiful gap fill on QQQ below this 432.75. So that's the main level I want to watch, and that's going to correlate to that 18,000 on NQ. So the game plan is fairly simple, right? If we get a break and hold below 18,000 on NQ, essentially 433 on QQQ, we can look for those pops and then short them back down into like 430 would be the first target, and then the bottom of this gap fill at 426 essentially. So we got a nice pretty much $5 to $6 move from 433 down to 426 area. Risk reward there is absolutely great. Just keep a stop above like 434. So this is my top watch for the week ahead. Absolutely love this, especially if the market continues to show weakness and actually breaks this structure, because you guys can see just as much as I can, this is a massive, massive demand. So if we do end up losing this, we're very likely going to see this gap fill down into 426, and that'll be very nice, even on Fridays or next week contracts. 0 DTEs, this move right here, I don't want to talk about percentages and make it all about that, but this move right here on 0 DTEs, we're talking 500, 600, 700, maybe even 1,000%. Like, no bullshit. I don't want you guys to focus on the percentages or anything like that, but I'm just being honest. This is a beautiful move in terms of a chart and how much room we have actually down into that level. It's an A+ breakdown in my opinion. But yeah, upside, I do like that 440 as I mentioned on my watch list. So if we push back into this 440 area, that would be that trendline support to resistance retest. Also that 440 psychological level. So I would be interested in trying some puts there for a reject. And yeah, that's what I'm watching on QQQ. Let's hop over to SPY here. We looked at these higher time frames already, so you guys already know what's going on here. Got that weekly inside bar. Daily chart finally broke that major uptrend. You guys already know what's going on. We had this massive rising wedge finally broke out into last week. What I really want to talk about here is that level on ES. So as you guys can see here, we have an absolute massive structure at 508. Right, so game plan here on SPY is fairly simple. Look for a break and hold below 508. We have nothing but room down into this 503.50, 504.50, which that correlates to the 51.25, 51.30 on ES. And if we get down into this area, this is where I'm going to look to flip long for a relief bounce. This is like my 2 highest conviction setups into this week, right? The 508 breakdown, look to go short below 508 down to like 505, and then look to flip long at like 503.50, 504.50 for that relief bounce off that daily break and retest. As you guys can see here, that's just a major demand, and that correlates to that ES level as well. So you guys can see this is a major resistance that was broken, held support. We just got a huge pocket of demand here. So that's essentially my top watch going into this week on SPY. Below 508, have room down to this 503.50, 504.50 where we can then flip long for a relief bounce. Looks very, very good. The upside here, like I said, I'm not too interested, but I do like a high risk reject. I didn't post it on my watch list because it is high risk, but I like this 512, 513 area, essentially that trend line support turn resistance retest for a potential reject. I do like that a lot. So that's something I'm watching as well. But yeah, that's what I'm watching on QQQ, SPY, ES, and NQ. Let's take a couple moments and hop into the individual names I'm watching for the week ahead. If you guys got any questions in the meantime, like I said, always feel free to ask them. Did I give a crypto update? Yeah, my last crypto update was me taking profit. But we can go over crypto as well. We'll go over crypto in a second. We'll go over crypto after we finish the watch list. Right now, I only hold 2 Bitcoin, and I think I have like 6 Ethereum. So I've trimmed substantially, like substantially. At one point, I had like 10 and a half Bitcoin. I had like 30 Ethereum at one point. Yeah, so I had quite a few. And the thing is, man, you guys know, like, just to get off topic a little bit, I do my best to help you guys make money, right? Like, I literally, I don't know what else I can do than press the buy button for you. Like, I want you guys seriously, go back to the lives between the beginning of December to the end of December and watch how many times I talked to you guys till I was blue in the face about buying Ethereum at 2100. I literally told everybody and their mother until I was blue in the face, buy Ethereum at 2100. And you guys could see why. It's not like I'm just talking out of my ass. It was just a classic daily break and retest. And that ended up being almost a 90% return. Literally off of 2100. It was a little bit more actually. It was like 95%. On this specific trade right here, I don't like posting, obviously, my major gains because a lot of people DM me and say, hey, let me borrow money or this and that. I just don't like dealing with it, right? I made $78,000 off Ethereum, right? Like, I made pretty much 4 times that off of Bitcoin. But still, all I did was literally buy and hold, right? Like, the worst case scenario, it broke 2100 and I lost 5 or 6K. But think about risk to reward. I risked 5K on my stop to make literally 10x that. So I can go to sleep great at night knowing that was my risk to reward. And that's my same application of day trading or really anything in life in terms of finance. But man, I don't know what else I can do for you guys. You know, I take time out of my day to give you what I'm doing. And, you know, if you guys don't do it, that's on you. But a lot of people wait till the move already happens. Like, I don't think you guys understand how many DMs I get asking if they should buy Bitcoin right here. Why didn't you buy Bitcoin when it was right here? And I challenge you guys, right? A lot of people say they did something after they did it because the move already happened, but you can literally go look. Like I said, anywhere from November to December, Bitcoin 25K posted everywhere. Discord, Twitter, lives. I preached, right? Not only that, 38,000 on Bitcoin. Said it again. Said, hey guys, this is your chance. If you missed out, here's your chance, right? So, I mean, even if it's $100, the thing is, like, even if it's $100, I think a lot of people are nervous. They're like, oh, well, I don't have that much money to invest, so I don't want to do it. Even if you put in $50, right? Hear me out. You made your $50 back. It's literally 100% return off of 38,000. If you bought at 25,000, it was 150% return, right? Like 200% return. So if you put in $50, you ended up making 100 back. So, you know, if you do that 3 or 4 times, now you got money to work with. That 50 just turned into 500. That 500 just turns into 1,500. That 1,500 just turns into 5K. 5K turns into 10K. 10K turns into 20. That's what it's about. Consistency and compounding. It's about the long game, right? It's not that one big home run. Like, I think people get that confused, right? I think a lot of people get that confused. Well, I only have $100 or I only have $20. Still, if you catch 100% return on $20, you just doubled your money. Like, you can't complain about that. You know what I mean? But we'll get into crypto in a minute. Let's go over these other stocks real quick. First things first. Tesla. I really want to talk about Tesla. Tesla. We all can look at the chart, right? I mean, this is, you know, essentially a bloodbath, right? It's a major bloodbath. Tesla's been very, very weak, but we're starting to get very overextended. And on top of that, we've formed now a beautiful drop base. For those who don't understand what a drop base is, what that is it can be a continuation or reversal pattern, right? So this right here is called a drop base pattern, right? How you essentially trade this is you identify the top of the base and the bottom of the base, which we have done here. 165 being the top of the base, 160 being the bottom of the base. So if we're going to trade a drop base rally, that's going to be a reversal pattern because right now Tesla's in a downtrend. So what I'm watching is a break and hold above 165. We can look for those pullbacks to go long into 170. That would turn into a drop base rally, right? And then we also have 160 at the bottom of the base. If we get a break and hold below 160, we can look to short those pops back into 160 for a move down into that 152 area, and that would turn into a drop base drop. So this is a form of either continuation or reversal, and it's essentially a great either or setup, which you hear me call them often. And I love trading these for one main reason. If the market gets strong and Tesla gets relatively strong with the market, guess what? We got a setup. If Tesla gets extremely weak and the market gets extremely weak, guess what? We got a setup. So long as Tesla moves, we have a great chance of making money. And that's something that a lot of people, fail to realize is these stocks that we're looking at, these are our potential paychecks, right? If you go to your boss, I explained it to my mentees the same way. If you go to your boss and he comes to you your boss comes to you and says, hey, look, I got 5 different paychecks for you. You can take this one right now, but it's smaller. You can take this one in an hour. It's a little bit bigger. You can take this one tomorrow. It's bigger than the first 2. And then you can take this one next week, which is bigger than all 3 of them put together. 99% of people are going to say, hey, I'm going to wait till next week so I can get the check bigger than all 3 of them, right? That's essentially what we're doing in the stock selection aspect, right? We're looking to find names in play that are worth risking our capital and mental capital on. I know, for example, Tesla, long as it moves this week, I'm going to have a great opportunity to execute a trade based off the drop base drop or drop base rally, giving me an opportunity to make money as long as my execution is in the right space, right? So that's a main reason I like setups like this, right? Because no matter what the market does, essentially Tesla moves and we have a setup. But yep, that's why I like Tesla there. Apple, similar setup, right? We have a nice little drop base here. Game plan's pretty similar. As you guys can see here, first things first is we have an absolute massive level at 174.40. A lot of people are watching this 174 level, and I just want to help you guys understand why that's not valid, right? There's no other way to say it that's not valid, right? If you're trading this 174 level, right? I've seen a lot of people post and say Apple above 174. Look what's happened every time Apple is broke above 174. Wicks above 174, you get slammed, trapped in the long position, you're fucked, right? Wicks above 174, trapped again. Wicks above 174, trapped again. So why are you going to watch this 174 level when you can see it's trapped buyers on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different occasions? Why? Why are you going to watch this 174 level if you've watched it trap buyers on 5 or 6 different occasions? I don't understand that, right? And people are posting and saying, hey, watch 174 on Apple, knowing that buyers have been trapped on multiple occasions. It's like, I don't understand that. Anyway, level to watch is 174.40, right? You guys can clearly see why that's the level, right? Anyway, a break and hold above that, we can look for pullbacks back into 176.60. That would be that first area of resistance I would look to take profit at. Downside is a little bit tricky, but I do like this 170 psychological level. We should at least get a nice $2 move down into this 168. So similar setup to Tesla, above 174.40 on Apple. We can look to go long back into that 176.50, and then below 170, we can look for a short down into 168. And this is essentially just where the wind blows in terms of the market. Market gets strong, we can watch Apple above 174.40. Market gets weak, we can watch Apple below 170. So it's a nice either or setup to pair with Tesla. Next one I want to talk about is MMM. Now, if you guys remember as well, right, this is a swing I entered right here, right? You know how many times I got tagged from this time period to essentially, we'll just say before the move happens? Like, when you enter a swing trade, for one, you size appropriately, but it's all based off technicals, man. Like, a lot of people are saying they sold before the move happened, and that's a classic case of just sweating your position for no reason. There's 2 important components of entering a trade. 1 is your stop loss, and 2 is your take profit. I stopped out of Triple M for one reason. I bought the wrong contracts, didn't have enough time, but I immediately re-entered with more time. And that's the big difference, right? But Did anybody hold this? I'm just very curious. That it was like 400, 500% return, just absolutely insane. We entered here, and it's pretty much a 20% equity move back into those highs. It was beautiful. Anyway, what we're watching this week, right? You guys can see here. We have a major demand on Triple M at this 100, which is a major psychological level. And we also have this top of this gap fill at 101. You guys can see this is a very respected area between 100 and 101. So what we're going to look for here on Triple M is a pullback into this 100 and 101 area for a long entry. And in the case if we continue to show strength above 105.50 on Triple M, I will be very confident going along back into 107.50 and then this 110 area. I mean, you guys can look at this chart and you guys can see why I like it, right? It's a huge outperformer. It's sitting in the middle of this gap fill right here with a major demand below it. So we can look for one, a pullback into the demand for a bounce, or two, a breakout for that continuation setup. So it looks very, very, very good. Next, I want to talk about Nvidia. Not super fond of Nvidia, but I like the chart, right? Like we all know, Nvidia is just extended isn't even a word, right? Extended isn't even a word. Nvidia is up essentially 1,000% in the past year, right? For a name like Nvidia, that's absolutely insane. It's trading at a $2.2 trillion market cap. At one point in time, Nvidia market cap was bigger than Amazon. But I do like the chart, right? So that's what I want to focus on here outside of the name Nvidia. This 900 level is massive, right? And you can also see this is this downtrend on this hourly. We're essentially sitting in this nice little wedge here. So what I want to watch on Nvidia is a break and hold above 900. We can look for those pullbacks for a move back into 915 and then 950. I think Nvidia still has some more gas in the tank if we can get back above that 900 level. So that's what I'm going to be watching there. On the flip side, if Nvidia gets weak, I want to look for a pullback into this 820, 830 area for a demand bounce. You guys can clearly see this is a major demand. So I want to watch that for a relief bounce there if we get down there. But yeah, like I said, Nvidia is very extended, but I just want to focus on the chart here. That's a very important aspect. And yeah, man, I'm super excited for this week. Regardless, right? We have many of great setups. Many of great setups. Many of great setups. So I really like it. Lastly, this is a name you guys don't see me post or talk about often, which is gold. All right? This chart is an absolute beauty. Like the definition of beautiful. Like this chart is absolutely amazing. I absolutely love it. Give me 1 second here, guys. Let me go ahead and get this straightened out as a text back. Bam. Alright, cool, let's get it. Yeah, I'll go over a couple of the names that you guys are watching as well. But gold, this is why I love it. GLD, right? This is a gold trust. As you guys can see here, we have a major demand. This is that previous all-time high resistance that was broken, and now it's an untested demand. So if we can get a pullback on GLD back into 193.50, 195, 100% would be very confident. One, taking an intraday bounce, and two, entering a swing position. This is honestly my A+ setup for the week ahead. If we can pull back at that 193.50, 195 level, I would like to take this trade with some size. I've already checked the contracts. Contracts are liquid. I like this a lot. And on the side note, if this continues to show strength, we're kind of flagging here on the hourly, a little pennant wedge, whatever you want to call it. If we can get above 201, I think we can squeeze back into these highs here at 203. So I like that upside as well here on GLD. Looks very good. But yeah, guys, that's what I'm watching for the week ahead. We've covered NQ, ES, QQQ, SPY, Tesla, Nvidia, Apple, Triple M, GLD. What I want to do now is, if you guys have any questions, I'm also going to go look at that Instagram post and see if we got a topic we can talk about real quick. And yeah, let's get it. How many of you guys caught that Triple M swing though? That was absolutely insane. I seen some people caught 1,000%, which is absolutely absurd. Also, how do you guys like the new Instagram content? You guys liking that? I was faceless for so long, but I was like, fuck it, might as well. Might as well. If you guys got some names you want me to check out, feel free to post them as well. Only thing I ask is make sure they're, you know, big beta names that we usually trade. Don't post nothing random. Give me 1 second. Alright, let's get it. Liquid is essentially just saying contracts they have enough volume to trade, right? Liquidity is directly correlated to an options contract's spread. And if there's a wide spread, that's usually because the contracts are liquid. Not enough people are trading the contracts, which makes us spread wise, in turns makes it dangerous for us to trade. So, you know, when you're trading names like Apple, QQQ, SPY, IWM, Tesla, Amazon, Meta, you know, those big beta names we usually trade. You don't have to worry about it because we already know they're liquid. One, the stock's liquid, and two, the options contracts are liquid, so you don't have to worry about that. But when you go out of our usual baskets of stocks we trade, you're going to run into liquidity issues on names that we, you know, aren't very liquid, right? So it's always important to check the spread on the contract that you're looking to trade, and of course, the spread is going to be directly correlated to how much volume is on it. All right, let's check out. What do you guys want to check out? BA. We can check out BA here. I don't know why my computer's lagging. It's pissing me off. I do have BA on my list, as you guys can see here, and that's for one reason, right? One is we're very extended, right? BA is down about 33% in the past 84 trading days, and what I really like here on BA is we're approaching a major demand, right? If you guys notice here, what happened the last time we tested this demand? Right, the last time we tested this 176, 175 demand, we've seen essentially a 51% move back in the highs, a $100 move. So this is what I'm watching here on BA, right? What I'm going to watch on BA is I'm going to look for a continued weakness, right? If we get below 180, I'm going to look for BA to come down into this 175, 176 area, and that's where I'm going to look to pick up an intraday relief bounce. I would definitely put some size on this trade, but stop below 175. But I'm also going to grab further out expiration and swing BA off of this 175, 176 with the same stop below 175. So this is my main watch here on BA, just at demand at 175, 176. Definitely would be interested in a relief bounce there. A bunch of people are typing AMD. We could definitely check that out. Also, you guys crushed the light goal, so you got a giveaway in the books for you guys. Let me go ahead and fix that real quick. I owe you guys a giveaway. We'll do it in 1 second. Alright. AMD. I actually like this chart a lot as well. We actually caught this swing last week. As you guys can see here, AMD is just sitting in a major demand. This is that previous all-time high resistance that is now support, 184, 185. Pretty much held it last week. What I would watch on AMD going into this week is two things, right? Or really three things, sorry. If AMD pulls back into this 185, 184 area, you could definitely look for a long entry there for a relief bounce, right? But on the same, on the other side here, if AMD gets strong, watch it above 194. You guys can see the significance of this 194 level. If we can get a break and hold back above 194, I think AMD is going to squeeze back into that 200 area. So I definitely think this is a name to watch if the market gets strong or AMD gets relatively strong. Above 194, I see AMD squeezing back into that 200, or we can look for that 184, 185 area for a demand bounce. I like that a lot. What else do we have here? Meta. Let me check out Meta. Meta, I really don't like too much. There is one level I do want to pay attention to on Meta, and that's going to be 475. 475, there's two things I would look here, right? If Meta pulls back in a 475 and we start to base and show strength down here, maybe form a failure to go lower, you can look for a long entry, but I would be more interested in a break and hold below 475 on Meta for a short entry back down to that 465. If we get below 475 on Meta, I think we'll see a nasty move back down to the 460s for sure. So the downside looks much better here on Meta. See what else we got. Microsoft was pretty strong last week, but Friday just gave it all back. Yeah, Microsoft broke that all-time highs at 420, pushed to new all-time highs and just failed it. Don't really like this chart at all here, to be honest with you. Don't really like too much here. Let's see. Oh yeah, I said I would go over crypto for you guys. I'll give you guys some crypto levels to watch. Ethereum. Where can we pick up Ethereum again? To be fair, you could pick up some Ethereum right around this 3180. That would be like a high risk ad. But I would watch, like, my main pullback area on Ethereum right now would be this 3,000, 2,700 area. Those I would look to add some back into it at 3,000 and then finish my position at like 2,700. That's what I would look for on Ethereum. 3,000 and then 2,700. Those are the main levels I would watch. This little pullback is necessary, right? Like, I mean, we just ripped 100% in like a month and a half. So, yeah, 3,000 level on Ethereum, 2,700 right around there. Bitcoin, a little bit more difficult here, but 60,000 is like a high risk entry here. Go watch that 60,000 area, but the higher conviction area would be 50,000. As you guys can see here, this big demand at 50,000, 53K. So that would be the main area here. Pull back at like 50K, 53K. That's where I would look for a long position with a stop loss back below 49,000 here on Bitcoin. That would be my main add area. Bitcoin pulls back into 53, we could add some there, and then finish our position at 50K with a stop below 49K. That's what I would do on Bitcoin. A little cleaner chart here. One big thing I regret, if you guys want to talk about regrets, I will show you guys my transactions. I'll post it in the Discord, or I'll post it on my Instagram. I had $19,000 worth of Solana at 787 average. Right, so let me break that down for you guys. You want to talk about FOMO, right? 787. All right, this was way back. This was 2019, right? Check this out. I had it in Uphold, right? I don't know if you guys know what Uphold is, but Uphold froze my account. I forgot all about this, right? This was a long time ago, but I held Solana all the way to 263, held it back down into 11s, and I sold at 11 before this consolidation and rip when I got back into my Uphold account. I just wanted my money back. I was up $4 per coin, so I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna get my money back because I've essentially had 19K frozen for 2 years. So I just sold it at 11, and then it consolidated for like a year, and then it went up another 1,000%. So that 19K would have been like 200K. But I mean, I don't know what else I could have done. Just imagine you had 19K tied up for 2 years and you didn't know if you were going to get it back or not. I was just excited to get my account back, so I just sold it as soon as I got the account back. Because I was in profit as well. My average was 787 and I sold at 11, so I was happy with that until I seen this chart and it's sitting at 200 again. And what was worse than that is I held through this 260 push. At the top here, it was at least like 80, 90K and I couldn't sell. But just imagine knowing that you're in profit like 80, 90K and you can't sell it if you tried. Like I literally was locked out of my account. Shit was crazy. What else we got here? I got a rock out actually. Oh yeah. But it's a part of the game. Shit like that happens all the time. Let me do this giveaway real quick, then I'll rock out. Let's see what we got here. What should the word be? If you're subscribed, you get double the chances. Alright, so let's do that. Command is going to be... What is the command going to be? Huh. Make it 1. Let's make it easy. All you gotta do is type a 1. I'll do this giveaway and then I gotta rock out. I'm very excited for this week though. We got the FOMC. Got a big day on Thursday as well, so I'm definitely excited for this week. Definitely excited. When it gets to like 150, I'll start it. How many people are in here? 400. I'll wait till it gets to 200, at least half. I'll give it another 20 seconds. All you gotta do is type a 1 in the chat, that's it. Type a 1 in the chat one time. Press 1, enter, that's it. You spam it doesn't do anything. You only get 1 entry. But I can say this. If you see your name pop up on the screen, please type it as soon as possible just to make it easier on me and you. Alright, we're almost at 200. Fuck it, let's go. Good luck to everybody. Remember, if I win, everybody's got to send me $1. Oh, there goes my name. Shit, I just seen it. Come back. Is this thing ever gonna stop? Yo. Felix Sanchez. I feel like that's my mentee. I swear that is. Could be wrong. I swear it is. Felix, please type as soon as possible. Should turn green. Then I know there's a delay, so I'll just give it a second. I think there's like a 15-20 second delay, so I'll give it a second. It should turn green in a moment though. Oh, there it goes. Boom. Awesome. Congrats, Felix. Only thing I ask is DM me on Discord. And yeah, no, he's good to go. It just turned green. Felix Sanchez. Let me write that down. We'll do one more since I missed last week. 2. Make this quick. Got 30 seconds. Let's go. Oh shit! I didn't mean to do that. All right, there we go. Just press 2. Press 2 and enter. We're good to go. Make this quick. I'll give you guys 30 seconds. 2, enter. Let's go. All you gotta do is type it one time. 2, number 2, enter. Let's go. Do it quick. 30 seconds. I'm gonna put on a timer. Timer. All right. 30 seconds. Let's go. Quick and easy. Let's go. Five seconds. 2, 1, 0. Let's go. Good luck, everybody. Remember, if I win, you guys all owe me $1. That's the way it works here. Felony, where are you? There it went. Damn, I just passed me again. I don't know why it's taking so long tonight. Stephen M.A. Stephen M.A. Congrats, my man. Or woman. Lady. Don't cancel me, please. Steven, please type as soon as possible. I gotta hit the road. Give it like, nope, boom, there we go. Awesome, cool. Alrighty, you guys, I gotta go ahead and call it a night. I gotta hit the road. Once again, seriously, I can't thank you guys enough for taking time out of your night on a Sunday to come kick it with me. Hope you guys enjoyed this, as always. I'll see you guys again next Sunday. Mentees and Instagram fam, I'll see you guys bright and early tomorrow live trading. And yeah, man, you guys have a great night. Manifesting a bright green week for everybody. Once again, thank you guys for your time. I'll see you guys tomorrow. You have a good one, man. Steven, Felix, just please DM me on Discord. If you don't have me on Discord, comment on my latest Instagram post. That's the only way I'll see it instantly. If you DM me on Instagram, it's going to get lost. I promise you. And I don't want you to wait a week or two until I check my DMs. So please Instagram or comment on my latest post. And yeah, man, you guys have a great weekend. Once again, thanks everybody for your time. Hope you guys enjoyed this. I will see you guys bright and early tomorrow. All right, peace.